Hey guys, remember that Tom Kent video where I was talking about who's that sleeper OP jungler? And then Talon and Vayne came up in the video? Well, it just so happens to be that Talon is actually a decent jungler in my opinion. I mean, I've been smurfing with him a bit, and if you guys have been following this channel for over a year, you'll know that in my unranked at Diamond series I was actually playing him a bit, and actually being very successful with him. Up until enemy junglers knew what they were doing and started counter jungling me, which was like Master I think, or even Diamond 1. And honestly, if this champion still works on my smurf like 8 months later, then I'm pretty sure it can work for you guys, because I do feel like it's a comfort pick for me if I want to climb the ladder on my smurf easily. And if I can do it, then you can probably do it too. I do feel like I have more trouble climbing with Wukong than I do with Talon. You can come up with a point where, I'm a challenger smurfing in Diamond 3 and 2, and basically I can play anything I want and still win. That's sort of true. I mean, if I play most of the meta junglers, especially if they're a carry type, then I'll probably win. But personally, like I said earlier, I'm very comfortable with Talon jungle and climbing a ladder at the moment. Like, more comfortable than Elise or Tom Kench. So I just want to share this off-meta jungler for you guys, and why I think he's strong for climbing. So first off, he contributes to the wombo combo. This means he's very good for carrying team fights, since if you are a carry jungler, then definitely, since Talon is a really good team fighter, he'll have a much bigger impact on team fights, which essentially wins you games. His ganks are also pretty good too, since his E does slow him for a fair bit, and it's also a gap closer, and then his W is also slow too, and his damage is actually fairly good too. On top of that, his ultimate is on a fairly low cooldown, so you can gank a lot definitely, and having this up makes your ganking power after level 6 super strong, and plus now you have a form of an escape or disengage, so if things get really spicy, then you can just spice on out of there with your ultimate. So if you do make a mistake, spice on out of there. No one has a pink or oracles in the early game, so this is basically a get out of jail free card. He also snowballs incredibly well, so if you get some kills in the early game, since you have a low cooldown ultimate and you're an assassin, you can easily carry the game. And assassins love to roam bottom or top if they're being played in mid lane. While we're playing in the jungle, we can always roam top or bottom, or of course get that kill in the mid lane. Then yeah, it's just like ganks after ganks after ganks, and it's just super snowball-y. And even if you do meh in the early game, you'll still come up strong in the mid game and late game, as this will lead to the next point. You'll have really great pick potential. Like, somehow you'll probably find a kill around the map, and then bam, you're back in the game. I think Talon also has pretty good base damage too, so he does rely on level somewhat, so that's a good thing. And also his mid game and late game is just super strong, since he does have a lot of burst damage, and the steroids coming from his E and passive basically giving him 15 to 25% bonus damage, depending on how you want to calculate it of course. And how fast he can take out the squishies is insanely strong, if he does get on them of course. Like, squishies are basically his bitch. They're either zoned from team fights, or they rely on their teammates to help peel off Talon, or they potentially die from Talon. The next point is that he's also really good in Diamond and below, whether you play it on mid or jungle. There's actually plenty of reasons, but the ones I've come up with are: there are a lack of pinks and oracles in team fights to stop him from escaping when he uses his ultimate. And the second one is people don't really exploit his early game where he's most weak. And that is one of his cons, but we'll be going over some more cons. So first off, he's prone to be counter jungled. He doesn't have the best sustain or clears in the jungle until he gets some items, and that's kind of the reason why we go Trailblazer, and he's also not the best duelist in the early levels, along with not having any escapes. And double jungling is also recommended, so that you can get an early gank off when you're level 3, otherwise your normal clear will look something like having no hit point at the end of your route, so then you're forced to recall. You also don't have any sustain besides Trailblazer, so I recommend buying a lot of pots. Now the playstyle for Talon should be to balance ganking and farming. Basically, if you see a gank and it's an easy kill for you, or burn a flash, go for it. Otherwise, farm with your Trailblazer. Remember, Talon has pretty decent ganks, so try and optimize that. Just watch out from getting caught out by the enemy jungler who's probably more powerful than you. Now let's talk about his combo. His combo is actually kind of tricky like Rengar's. It took me a while to figure out, and you just need some muscle memory to do it, since his auto attack reset on his Q is actually fairly slow. But the usual combo you're going to do is Gosu Blade active, E onto somebody, auto attack, then use your Q as an auto attack reset, press your W and immediately time it after, and then R. Without Ghost Blade, you're going to have to wait a little bit for the auto attack to reset, so there's going to be different timings with Gosu Blade active and without. You can also skip the auto attack reset if you're a bit skeptical of the enemy like counterplaying you, jumping away or flashing away. Then there's also the stealthy R combo, where you use your R to initiate and try and make a pick onto somebody. Great for picks, really bad for teamfights since your escape is gone. I mean, this is more for the stealth kill, and also if you didn't know, your R actually is revealed through the Fog of War. so people can see that you use your R, and if they're smart enough, they'll probably know that you're coming in for the kill. Finally, let's get into some of the fun stuff. So masteries is 21-9, while rune page is going to be armor pen reds, a mix of flat armor yellows and whatever hell you want to put in there, CDR per level glyphs, and AD quints. For item build, you want to go Trailblazer Warrior, Boots whatever, Ravenous Hydra, Ghostblade, Last Whisper, and then, I don't know, Triforce and Vidi Edge, whatever the hell you want to put on the last slot. I like to go Black Cleaver, but then that means I'd have to go MR per level glyphs, since we'd have like 60% CDR and that doesn't work. Now the item order goes something like Warrior into Boots, into Tiamat for helping with the jungle clear, and of course our Burst combo. Then I try and get Ghostblade since the active is really good on Talon. Then I finally get my Boots, whatever it may be. And then I try and get my Last Whisper, then I finish Ravenous Hydra, and then I get whatever for my last item. For skill order, you want to max out R over W over Q over E. In conclusion, Talon is actually a really good jungler once he hits level 6 and gets through the early levels. He's obviously more proficient in the mid lane, but you can get so many ganks off, which is his specialty, with jungle Talon. Although he's not in my champion pool for Challenger because people exploit that shit really easily. But in lower elos and even Diamond, I think he's a proficient jungler in my opinion. Yeah, it does sound really stupid to say that Talon is a decent jungler, but I've been having much success with it, so I just want to share my thoughts with you guys. And that's basically it for this video. Go try it out and let me know your thoughts about Talon jungle in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like as it does support my channel a lot. And if you didn't like this video, leave a dislike. That also helps too. But of course not as much as likes. But yeah, thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Panther Dragon and I'll see you guys next time.
Walk of flame. I got you. You know.
Nowhere to run, come here right now. Here right now, here right now. There's only one thing